Drew McIntyre won the WWE Championship on the last episode of SmackDown from Cody Rhodes, and I'm going to tell you why this single-handedly may have saved WrestleMania and is the best thing that they could have done for business. Let's talk about it. It's the Wrestling Old Head. You have entered the portal of pro wrestling. Congratulations, you're here in the portal where I drop the hotness. And today we're talking about Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship in Germany over Cody Rhodes. There's so much to talk about, I don't know where to start. I am excited to see Drew McIntyre's celebration all over Europe now that he is the WWE Champion for the first time since the COVID era, where he won in front of a bunch of LED screen televisions. He never got an opportunity to have a full title run. And this is going to be like a fan favorite title run for him, at least for this first part, because he's going to be touring around Europe and the crowd is no doubt going to be cheering for him wildly at some points. Cody Rhodes is going to become a madman, just a very similar madman than he was with Kevin Owens, right? We're going to get that Cody Rhodes again, which is a very exciting form of a Cody Rhodes character, so I'm looking forward to that. Jacob Fatu is going to play an interesting role in this. The Royal Rumble and the Elimination Chamber just got a whole lot more interesting, but why is this going to be the savior of WrestleMania, and why is it best for business? Well, let me talk about it, okay? So it's best for business because Cody Rhodes has held the WWE Championship since SummerSlam. And there hasn't been a whole lot of traction. There hasn't been that, like what I was saying in previous videos that Robert Karpelis had said from the Rumor and Innuendo podcast, which is that there hasn't been a row of challengers that have been begging to knock down his door. But since Drew McIntyre has won, and somewhat a little before that on the SmackDown program, we noticed challengers coming out of the woodwork. You had the Sami Zayns, you have the Damian Priests, you have the Jacob Fatus now. You have these guys that are coming out, and Trick Williams, Randy Orton. There's the Rogues Gallery. All different types of characters from all walks of life, fan favorite, most hated, all of them combined to go after one single goal, which is to dethrone the champion. And now that Drew McIntyre has the champion, there are so many options, so many different variables. Now I'm looking at the Royal Rumble coming up, and I see that Sami Zayn is going to be in a qualifying match to go on to win or to wrestle in a four-way dance on SmackDown to determine who is going to face Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. I look at Sami Zayn as a prime candidate to win that match, but you also potentially have Randy Orton involved in this as well. And Randy Orton and Drew McIntyre, they go back like car seats, and they've got a lot of history there. So I can certainly see something with them in a title situation. Cody Rhodes is going to be unhinged, completely unhinged. This takes WrestleMania and it really starts to change it up a little bit. It's really hard to predict what they're going to do with WrestleMania now. Of course, the rumor and innuendo has been that we're going to see Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns at WrestleMania because these guys are box office. These guys are on the marquee. People are going to go show up to see it. This will be their third time meeting. So it's their trilogy of Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns. They put together fantastic matches. Both of their matches were freaking fantastic. So of course you would want to run that back a third time to complete the trilogy in Las Vegas. They're going to be coming off of a movie that's going to be out in theaters that's got one of the craziest cast lists I've ever seen in my entire life, which is Street Fighter. Cody Rhodes is going to be Guile and Roman Reigns is going to be Akuma. So I'm sure you can have some kind of inter-marketing, promotional, advertising thing going on with that. It seems like it's just a no-brainer because at the end of the day, what they're trying to do is break box office records. So that's the match that would break box office records. Although I'm sure, like you and I and several other people that are listening and all scouring the internet are probably sick of seeing Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns in the ring, right? But if you remember back when they were on that football field and they were talking about teaming up, Roman Reigns just said, "You're in my way in life." They never followed that up. They never closed that chapter. They never filled that gap. Roman Reigns said, I'll never team with Cody Rhodes ever again. So there is tension that has been built up. So it's not just going to be a match just because it's a match. The story has been brewing since Cody Rhodes finished a story. It really has. Roman Reigns hasn't changed one iota. Roman Reigns is still the same Roman Reigns. He's just getting cheered now. So there's no change in a character, okay? So basically what I'm saying, now that Drew McIntyre has a WWE Championship, we might not be certain that we're going to see Cody Rhodes and Roman Reigns at WrestleMania. What are we going to see at WrestleMania? It's up in the air. The Royal Rumble just got a whole lot more interesting because for all intents and purposes, Cody Rhodes is not going to get that rematch with Drew McIntyre at the Royal Rumble. I mean, he might get it at Saturday night's main event. He might get it at Elimination Chamber, but at the Royal Rumble, as far as we know, it's going to be Drew McIntyre against whoever wins that four-way dance that they're going to have on SmackDown. Be it Randy Orton, be it Sami Zayn, who knows? But that's going to happen at the Royal Rumble. So as far as the participants in the Royal Rumble, man, that Royal Rumble might be one of the most stacked since like 2024. I mean, if you think about it, you're going to have Trick Williams, Braun Breaker, Brock Lesnar, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns, Logan Paul, Damian Priest, and this is off the top of my head, you guys. You could potentially have Gunther. I mean, all of those guys have a strong possibility of walking out as the winner of the Royal Rumble. Oba Femi. That's a stacked Royal Rumble right there. All right? It's a stacked Royal Rumble. The odds-on favorites would probably come down to Gunther, Cody Rhodes, Roman Reigns. 1,000%. Right? But it's still a mystery. And when you have that many high marquee guys in a Royal Rumble, the suspense, it just makes it that much more exciting. It's less of a foregone conclusion. You know, you never know what's going to happen. And I think that's what makes this Drew McIntyre title match win so important for the business and so important for WrestleMania, because you can move these things around. Say Drew McIntyre is the champion going into WrestleMania. The Elimination Chamber is going to be stacked. That's an all-star Elimination Chamber that's going to happen. Now, if you ask me, I do believe that Drew McIntyre is going to be forced to defend his title at Elimination Chamber. He made no friends. And especially with Nick Aldis. Nick Aldis is going to be on the hunt for Drew McIntyre. He's like, I'm going to get you, dog. I'm going to catch you slipping, and I'm going to get you, my dog, my G. That's what's going to happen. Drew McIntyre is going to be like the bloodline hunter. You know what they started off doing with him? He's going to be going after like Roman Reigns and Jacob Fatu and Cody Rhodes. And Nick Aldis is going to be like, you, Elimination Chamber, you got to defend your title before you go to WrestleMania. And I think that's where Cody Rhodes wins. Cody Rhodes regains the WWE Championship, and then he goes on to WrestleMania to face who won the Royal Rumble. I think it's going to be Roman Reigns. I really do. I think you're going to get a Roman Reigns Rumble victory. But if that's the business side for me, I think points to that. Who I would really want to win, I would want Cody Rhodes in the Royal Rumble and winning the Royal Rumble and choosing CM Punk. I know it's a circuitous route, right? Because he's got to finish this thing with Drew McIntyre. So why would he go to Raw? Well, I'm sure you can think of a number of reasons why. You know, Cody can say, like, I can't consider myself the best in this business until I win both of these titles, right? I have to win this title too. He can also say, like, you call yourself the best in the world to this day, and you're the champion, but I'm standing here. As long as I'm standing here, I'm the best in the world. You can go a number of different routes. I can fantasy book this all day long. I would love to see Cody Rhodes against CM Punk at WrestleMania. I would also love to see Cody Rhodes against Roman Reigns. A part of me wants to see Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker mix it up at WrestleMania as well. CM Punk, that leaves him with not very many options, if I do say so myself. Like, he doesn't have like a whole lot there. So like, you can do Gunther. I guess they can go the triple threat route and add Seth Rollins and Braun Breaker to the title match. There's just not a whole lot there. Roman Reigns and Punk, that would be interesting. That would be really interesting. And so then that would leave Cody to go against Drew, maybe Cody and Gunther, something like that. But you see, like, even me trying to come up with all these different ideas for WrestleMania, it's just, you can go so many different routes. And see, WWE is better when they really switch up the formula and they get outside of their comfort zone and they get off of that cruise control that they've been on for a while now. I'd say since before SummerSlam, they've kind of been in cruise control. You get off cruise control and you start making things exciting. You start taking risks. And I think that's what's best for the business, because you're going to generate more excitement and interest when they go, oh, wow, they actually did something different? Cool. I mean, when's the last time you think they had a title change in the WWE? I mean, they had Gunther beat Jey Uso on a Raw, and I think before that, it was like AJ Styles beat Miz in like 2021 on Raw. Like, it's good to, not have these long reigns, these title reigns that last forever and feel like, you're never going to break Roman Reigns' record, so just, forget it. I'm not advocating for like an Attitude Era title change where everybody's getting a chance to hold the WWE title once a week. You know what I mean? But it is nice to keep things exciting and keep a pace to where there is so much formidable talent that on any given night, one of these main eventers can walk away with the WWE Championship. It was nice because it didn't make the guys losing feel weak. It made the roster as a whole feel that much stronger because there was so much talent. Like in the Attitude Era, any given day somebody was could win the WWE Championship, whether it's Mankind, Triple H, Kane, Steve Austin, The Rock. Even at certain points, you had The Undertaker. You had all of these guys that were coming in that at any given moment they could walk away with the WWE Championship, and you believed it. Shawn Michaels, Bret Hart, Sid Vicious, all these guys, and they were formidable, and they all looked great because they all had title runs. So the WWE is getting into a new era as well. It is getting into a newer generation. This newer generation of guys that are coming in, they're cleaning out that old era, that ruthless aggression era, which is slowly going into its retirement community along with John Cena now. You got guys like Trick Williams, you got Javon Evans, you got Dominic Mysterio, you've got Braun Breaker, you've got Jacob Fatu, who's only 32 years old, right? These guys are going to be coming in and they're going to be at the tops of the cards. They're going to be main eventing WrestleManias. So it is time to let it be known that it's any man's game, you guys. If you want to be the new John Cena, if you want to be the new Cody Rhodes, if you want to be the new Hulk Hogan, if you want to be the new man, this is an opportunity to step up and try it. This is what the message is sending by giving Drew McIntyre the WWE title, that things can change at any moment. You can step up and grab the brass ring, and you can become and you can become immortalized. And that's what was so dope about this, you guys. So I just had to share that, where I was excited, but I also was like relieved, because last year's WrestleMania, even though there were two phenomenal matches, both were triple threats, by the way. So if you know, there wasn't a whole lot of excitement. Not as exciting as it was in 2024. So hopefully with this year's WrestleMania, it kind of brings back that excitement and that suspense and that feeling of like anything could happen. And that's what's missing, that little bit of a spark to get the engine going. And I think today, or at SmackDown, it felt like we're getting that spark again. Maybe the battery isn't dead. And so I just had to say that, you guys. But you guys let me know what you think of Drew McIntyre winning the WWE Championship. What are the implications of him winning the championship in regards to WrestleMania, the Elimination Chamber, and the Royal Rumble? Drop it down in the comment section below. I respond to all comments, and I love a conversation about professional wrestling, so feel free, you guys. And don't forget to hit that thumbs up if you like the video. There is this video and more down in my library. I got all kinds of comments where I talk about this professional wrestling product that I've loved since I was a kid. So Feel free to dive into that. And of course, as always, stay tuned for more.